Big Brain Vince. And I've just said that it seems like Vince McMahon finally slept. And oh boy, sleeping hits this man with ideas. They changed Walter's name to Gunter. Gunter? Really? Gunter. Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong. You know what? I'm already invested in the gimmick. Touch it. Or else. Man, I really want to go inside Vince McMahon. His brain. Vince McMahon's brain. I want to go inside his brain and see what is happening right here. Brain is what I'm talking about. In this greatness of wrestling video, we'll also talk about Dean Ambrose at the Royal Rumble, Seth Freakin Rollins, Cody being a free agent, Mustafa Ali leaving WWE, plans for Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns, WWE Superstar being buried, and a little bit more. Roll the outdated intro because I'm too lazy to update it.
Good morning, everybody.
This one applies to you.
I'm getting hungry.
Breakfast with Brock Lesnar. Medium well, baked potato, steamed broccoli.
Why would you play games with me?
I lost my investment.
The ultimate farmer. Drew McIntyre.
I'm 100% in.
And I've lost my savings.
Farming is gambling.
Oh boy.
I can go out and spend 10 hours in my tractor. Why would I watch the show?
People, welcome back to the 69th return of greatness of wrestling. It's been a while and I miss doing this, you know. It's a series that basically revived my channel back in 2017, I think. And I miss doing this because a lot of people keep telling me, The Great One, can you talk about this? Can you talk about another crazy Vince McMahon idea? Can you talk about this, that, or this, or that? And it finally hit me. I need to bring back the series where I can basically cover everything. And you know, I don't want to really turn into a Reddit channel or a SmackDown Raw review channel. I want to keep doing different stuff. This way I'll continue to love making videos. So let's talk about Walter, or Gunter. On NXT 2.0, Walter defeated Roderick Strong, and after the match he said, the winner of the match was Gunter. Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. And I feel so sorry for the man. He's like my twin brother with testosterone. He's basically me without babyface and probably a lot taller. Short King gang. And it's crazy to me because Walter is already a very established superstar. People know Walter. People keep talking about Walter going to the main roster. We know this man as Walter. It's not like changing a brand new superstar's name. You know, I hate these conspiracy theories, but lately I'm starting to believe it. Like, it seems like Vince McMahon lately is trying to destroy and change anything that Triple H touched. Is it too late to change my brother's name? And this got me thinking, this got me going wild, so I decided to go to WWE.com and change a couple of names myself. Brock Lesnar, more like Farm Beast. We need personalities in the WWE. Roman Reigns, Dwayne Johnson 2.0. Mainstream exposure. Makes sense. Charlotte Flair, more like Flair. So we still have Ric Flair without a ding-dong. Sleeping helps this man. Rey Mysterio, and I have a good one. Rey Mysterio? You get it because he has a mask. Vince, I'm free. Hire me and pay me a lot of money. It's stupid. I hate it. What's the point? Let's talk about Dean Ambrose and the WWE Royal Rumble 2022. And this one is a very legit story. Like, sometimes I see Dave Meltzer talking about WWE Rumors and I take it with a grain of salt, but this one seems very legit because we have a very legitimate source. And the source is Mark. You goddamn right. Mark told me on Twitter that Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, will be in the WWE Royal Rumble 2022 match. Why? Because Mark said so. Yeah, I don't get this one, honestly. I keep seeing this on Twitter, people saying, yes, finally, the forbidden door is open. Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose. Yep, we saw the video packages, we saw Dean Ambrose, so he will be in the Royal Rumble match. I don't even know how these rumors actually started. Was it Mickie James from TNA being in the Royal Rumble match? Or was it WWE using Shield's footage People thought, no, there's no way WWE would use Jon Moxley's footage without him actually being in the WWE show. Impossible, impossible. And I get it, you know, WWE are very strict with these kind of things, so it may seem weird that they use Dean Ambrose, but I don't believe it's that big of a deal. Obviously, they talked about the Shield. People know that there were 3 members of the Shield, so they used footage of the Shield. It's as simple as that. No Mark, hate to break it to you, but Dean Ambrose will not be in the Royal Rumble match. But will we see Sasha Banks though? Well, no. I guess not. Another name change, everybody. Yes, Seth Rollins is now Seth Freakin Rollins. I hate this, I hate this, I absolutely hate this. What's next? Randy Viper Orton? Veercom? What is the point? And it's so goofy, you know, if at least it was a good name, I wouldn't be mad. But Seth freaking Rollins sounds really childish, nobody likes it. It wasn't that big of a deal, but who honestly says, over the age of 12, freaking? I'm Seth freaking Rollins. Frick you guys. I'm so freaking awesome! Frick all of you! I'll play video games all I want, Mom! Frick you! Who talks like that? Whatever. Cody is a free agent. Dave Meltzer wrote on F4W Online's The Board that his AEW sources were avoiding him on the road story. That's funny. Get the f out of here, Meltzer. But I've been in AEW simp for years now. Get out, Dave. So it's either true and they are all mad it's out, or it's a work and they don't want to lie to me. Don't ever lie to Dave Meltzer. You know, again, take it with a grain of salt. It's Dave Meltzer. Sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's not. You never know. But it's one of the most, I assume, legit sources we can have. So again, people are speculating Cody Rhodes will be in the Royal Rumble. No, he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Keep updating your Sasha Banks fan page. Find something else to do. You'll be disappointed. Don't get your hopes up, it's not happening. It could be true and it's probably not even a big deal, he will resign in like a couple of weeks. Or it could be just a storyline. This way Cody could challenge for the AEW World Championship because he's no longer in AEW than he is with AEW, and this way he could get a World Championship match and he's a heel. Whatever, that's probably the case. Mustafa Ali asked for his WWE release. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter stated that the 205 Live star asked for his release after he was given a character he did not like. And this got me thinking, you know, how bad is the suggested gimmick? I mean, this is Ali we're talking about. This was his previous gimmick. If a gimmick of I am going to be surrounded by a bunch of huge dildo-looking guys, if that idea wasn't too crazy and he still stayed in the WWE, imagine the next gimmick. If he was playing with dildos, they might as well gave him a dildo gimmick. In all seriousness, it sucks. I mean, the roster is getting thinner and thinner every week and it's absolutely crazy. I don't even have anything to add. It seems like the roster is not really happy. Not everyone. I mean, Kevin Owens resigned, so he probably has a decent relationship with the WWE. But Mustafa Ali is... I know he's someone who's not necessarily just here for pro wrestling. You can tell it's a lot more deeper to him, and playing these weird-ass characters is not necessarily what the guy wants. For the most part, it's really easy for wrestling fans to point out, yeah, this guy should do this because it's the most obvious thing in the world. For example, don't put a mask on Karrion Kross. You don't do that. But for WWE, it seems like solving the easiest puzzle is just impossible. How do I put it? How? It's crazy. Now, I kinda hope he will still stay in the WWE and they'll find something for the guy to do. But if he truly wants to leave, I hope that's gonna happen. What matters the most is if the guy is happy. So Dave Meltzer said that it's going to be WrestleMania Chamber instead of the Elimination Chamber, but that is not true. It's still, I believe, going to be the Elimination Chamber, but it's gonna happen in Saudi, which is a big deal. You know, I don't care where it happens, honestly. Lately, the Saudi shows weren't even that bad. so I don't mind it. What I do like about it is it basically feels like WrestleMania every time, you know, because it's happening in a stadium, so I don't mind it, because Elimination Chamber lately lost a lot of, you know, it doesn't feel special anymore. This way, I'm going to be very excited for the Chamber, and we might even see some changes. Let's talk about Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio stated that there are no plans to have a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania. Oh yes sir, I don't wanna see this match. I know many people do, but long term it's really gonna hurt the product. He also speculated that Reigns could be dropping the Universal Championship to Rollins before defeating Lesnar at WrestleMania, which is just... Come on, I want to see Seth Rollins as Universal Champion, I wouldn't mind it, but Roman's title reign is so special right now. It's one of the longest WWE Championship reigns of the modern era. As a matter of fact, he's the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time. So Roman just dropping the championship to someone like Seth Rollins, who doesn't need it, like he wouldn't gain anything from it. I believe it's one of these scenarios where you gotta use this championship title reign to build someone new. Defeating Roman Reigns would be such a big deal and career-changing moment, you just can't waste it on already established main event guys. I don't want to see another CM Punk scenario. We'll see if WWE learned from their mistakes. And finally, Finn Balor is buried. WrestlingNews.co has reported that Vince McMahon does not see a WWE main eventer in former Universal Champion Finn Balor, and he will be relegated to the mid-card. Wasn't he already? He spent majority of his career in the mid-card. It's crazy that he's the first ever Universal Champion. It seems like WWE felt like giving something for the fans, but then quickly changed their mind. And this story is kind of funny to me. It's like, no shit. You don't have to get some sources to tell you this story. It's obvious that Vince McMahon does not see Finn Balor as a main eventer. They could have easily had a main eventer on the main roster with, you know, Finn Balor's NXT gimmick. A more serious, badass looking Finn Balor being in the main event scene as a heel. It's so easy and it would be so effective, but you see people, it was Triple H's NXT and now it's different, we have a lot of colors. It always seems so obvious what WWE should do, and it's always mind-blowing what they actually end up doing. And that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to click that like button if you want me to keep making these videos, because I honestly miss it, and you know, getting things off my chest, talking about a lot of things you want me to talk about in one video. I think that's a great idea, and hopefully it's gonna be successful series, again, for the 69th time. So thank you for watching The Great One, peace, love and hugs, it's been a pleasure.